Welcome to yet another episode of India Election Watch, the only show that brings you news updates, all the latest from India's electoral scene, developments as they take place without spins or twists. We bring you clear, to the point analysis. I'm Palki Sharma Upadhyay. Let's bring you up to speed with what happened today. Eight days left for the first phase of election in India. The Congress party has released its manifesto today. First impressions, it's a real page-turner. Let's break down the key promises for you. The Congress flagship scheme, Nyay, tops the list as expected. The promise is to give the poorest 20% of India 72,000 rupees every year. Other promises include filling up 22 lakh government job vacancies, giving 10 lakh youth employment in Gram Panchayats, guarantee 150 days of employment under the MNREGA, the Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, a separate budget for farmers of India, and allotting 6% of India's budget for education. All of it sounds great, but the devil, they say, lies in the detail. First of all, are these promises even relevant? Will the manifesto resonate with the voters of India, especially after Balakot? WION's political editor Kartikeya Sharma put that question to Rahul Gandhi himself.
Rahulji, I'm Kartikeya Sharma from WION. My question to you is that your manifesto is very job, economy, pollution, civic amenity centric. Do you think that in post-Balakot political narrative, it is enough to propel Congress back to power?
I'm absolutely sure that the issues in this election are unemployment and the state of farmers. I'm absolutely sure about that. If you go out, that's what the country is saying. So I'm absolutely certain that the issue in this election is Rozgar and Kisan, Bhrashtachar and Nyay Yojana.
The Congress president was quite vocal today. His target was the Prime Minister. It is election season. There is no room for politeness. Rahul Gandhi called Narendra Modi a liar.
When we started this process about a year back, I spoke to Mr. Chidambaram, Mr. Gowda, and I gave them two instructions. I said this is not to be a manifesto made in closed rooms. I understand that the Congress party has a lot of expertise, but this manifesto should reflect the wishes of the people of India. That was the first point. And the second point I said was, whatever is going to be in this manifesto has to be truthful. I do not want a single thing in this manifesto that is a lie, because we have been hearing large numbers of lies spoken every day by our Prime Minister.
Let's get down to the meat of this manifesto. The promises that the Congress party has made today, are they achievable? The first major promise, 22 lakh government vacancies will be filled by the year 2020. How will they do it? What's the plan? Many of these vacancies, we know, are years old. Both at the central and state level, these posts have been vacant for a long, long time. Both the state governments and the centre do not have the cash to fill them up. Their budgets are stretched. How will Mr. Gandhi do it? Promise number 2, Nyay, or the Minimum Income Support Program. The Congress claims it is doable. Critics say it is debatable. Many experts feel that the burden of this program could push the central government, meaning India, into debt. The Congress says that it has no plans to end existing subsidies. Then where will the money come from? Probably the super rich and the middle class, people like you and me, they will have to pay more taxes. That brings us to agriculture. The Congress has promised yet another loan waiver in states. Those states that haven't already been given a loan waiver. That could further complicate the budget math, not to say increase India's fiscal deficit. But there are some welcome moves too, like an emphasis on the protection of personal data. It's the need of the hour. It has been part of the public discourse for some time now, but no political party has taken it up as a manifesto issue. The Congress has promised to protect personal data. Unfortunately, they haven't given any details on how they'll do it. Another commendable promise is to treat air pollution as a national public health emergency. It most certainly is. It should be recognized as such. The Congress party wants to strengthen the National Clean Air Program. But yet again, They failed to give a plan. Now, here's an interesting observation. Both the Congress and the BJP have announced similar initiatives to clean the Ganga, but they are yet to achieve any concrete results. Be that as it may, Rahul Gandhi is confident about his party's manifesto, so much so that he has challenged Narendra Modi to a one-on-one debate before this election.
भ्रष्टाचार पे मेरे से आके डिबेट करें, नेशनल सिक्योरिटी पे मेरे से आके डिबेट करें, आए चैलेंज देता हूं नरेंद्र मोदी जी को, नेशनल सिक्योरिटी पे मुझसे डिबेट करके दें, फॉरेन पॉलिसी पे मुझसे डिबेट करके दिखाएं, करप्शन पे भ्रष्टाचार पे डिबेट करें। मैं आपसे पूछता हूं प्रधानमंत्री आपके साथ ऐसे क्यों नहीं बात करते हैं? आपके साथ क्यों नहीं बात करते हैं? आपसे डरते क्यों हैं?
The gloves are truly off. So how could the BJP fall behind? Finance Minister Arun Jaitley levied some serious charges against the Congress. Listen to what he said about their manifesto.
Even though there was a drafting committee, but it appears that some of the important points have been drafted by the Congress president's friends in the Tukde gang. Indian Penal Code से सेक्शन 124 कैपिटल ए सेडिशन हटा दिया जाएगा। देशद्रोह करना अब अपराध नहीं होगा। जो पार्टी इस तरह का घोषणा करती है वो इस देश के एक भी वोट की हकदार नहीं है।
Strong words. It's time to tell you about the controversial bits in the Congress manifesto. The grand old party wants to do away with the sedition law, as Mr. Jaitley said. That is section 124A of the Indian Penal Code. It made headlines in 2016, remember. This was when anti-India slogans were heard in the Jawaharlal Nehru University in Delhi. Sedition charges were slapped against students. The Congress wants to scrap this law. It doesn't end there. The Congress also wants to amend the controversial Armed Forces Special Powers Act, AFSPA. The party says it wants to quote-unquote strike a balance between the powers of security forces and human rights of citizens. There is another proposal: no immunity for the armed forces in case of forced disappearance, sexual violence and torture.
Those people who lay down their life for the country, you want them to be prosecuted at the behest of terrorists or their friends or relatives. Ingratitude is the biggest sin that any political party can commit. और आज ये धारा डालकर कांग्रेस पार्टी ने ये किया है.
This was another opportunity for the finance minister to criticize the Congress Nyay scheme. The BJP has already termed it unimplementable. Arun Jaitley said that such a plan will only weaken India.
जो लोग इसके समर्थक हैं, उनके एक अर्थशास्त्री को मैं सुन रहा था टेलीविजन पे, उन्होंने कहा कि एक ही तरीका है कि इस पे टैक्स बढ़ा दो. तो ईमानदारी से कहो आपकी नीति ये है. हमने तो घटाए हैं 5 सालों में, पहली बार इतिहास में घटे हैं हर तरह के टैक्स. आप बढ़ा दो. अगर ये आपकी नीति है, ईमानदारी से कहिए.
It wasn't just New Delhi that witnessed all the election action today. While the Congress president was hard-selling his manifesto, the BJP's top 2 leaders were out, traveling across states that go to polls in the first phase. Let's pull up our rally roster for you. Prime Minister Narendra Modi was in Odisha and Bihar today. He addressed 3 rallies. Both of these states account for 51 seats in the Lok Sabha. BJP President Amit Shah was in southern India. He travelled to Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. Winning the south, remember, is critical for the BJP if it wants to retain majority. Just these 2 states hold 57 seats between them. Prime Minister Modi addressed a rally in Kalahandi in the state of Odisha today. Kalahandi falls in the KBK region. Kalahandi, Balangir, Koraput, often synonymous with extreme poverty. So Modi's address targeted what he called the elite Congress party. He accused the Congress party of using the poor as a vote bank. He said they snatch the entitlements of the poor. He recounted what is now the stuff of political folklore, the story of Rajiv Gandhi and 1 rupee.
गरीबों का पैसा खाने वालों पर आपको भरोसा है क्या? आपको भरोसा है क्या? गरीबों को लूटने वालों पर भरोसा है क्या? 70 साल तक आपके हकों को लूटा गया, उनको अब माफ करेंगे क्या? साथियों, ये गरीब, इनका एक ना जब चुनाव आता है तो माला जपना शुरू कर देते हैं, गरीब 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 गरीब, जो यहां भी देखो, ये गरीब गरीब कहकर गरीब का ही हक खाते हैं। यही कांग्रेस के पंजे की सच्चाई है, यही इनकी नीति और नीयत रही है। लेकिन मैं आपका आभारी हूं कि आपके 2014 में इन सारी स्थितियों को बदलने का मुझे आदेश मिला, आपने आदेश दिया और मुझे आपने जिम्मेदारी सौंपी।
He went on to say that despite knowing the problem, the Congress did nothing to solve it. They only spoke about eradicating poverty but did nothing to achieve it. He then listed his own government's achievements.
बीते 5 वर्षों में ओडिशा के करीब 8 लाख गरीब परिवारों को घर मिल चुके हैं। ओडिशा में 24 लाख घरों को मुफ्त बिजली कनेक्शन मिल चुका है। ओडिशा में 3000 गांवों तक आजादी के 70 साल के बाद पहली बार बिजली पहुंची है। ओडिशा की 40 लाख गरीब बहनों को उज्ज्वला योजना के तहत मुफ्त गैस कनेक्शन मिला। आजादी के 70 साल तक गरीब को बैंक के दरवाजे तक पहुंचने की इजाजत नहीं थी। हमने 1,40,00,000 लोगों के बैंक के खाते खुलवाए। ये काम किसने किया? ये मोदी ने नहीं, ये मोदी तो सिर्फ सेवक है। ये सारे काम आपके एक वोट के कारण हुए हैं।
Now, elections in India have always been polarized. They're just getting worse with time. Politicians are pushing the boundaries, stooping to unforeseen lows. And it's across the spectrum, not one party. One has come to expect it, in fact, but some things really are beyond the pale. When governors favor parties, when the army is politicized, the country cannot sit and keep waiting for action. Last week, Rajasthan Governor Kalyan Singh branded himself as a BJP worker. He even rooted for Prime Minister Narendra Modi's re-election.
हम सभी लोग भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता हैं जी, और इस नाते से हम जरूर चाहेंगे कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी विजयी हो। एक बार फिर से केंद्र में मोदी जी ही प्रधानमंत्री बने। मोदी जी का प्रधानमंत्री बनना ये देश के लिए आवश्यक है, समाज के लिए आवश्यक है।
Now, Kalyan Singh is a governor. That's a constitutional post. A governor is supposed to be neutral. A governor is not supposed to make political statements. Needless to say, Kalyan Singh was criticized today, and the Election Commission has said it will write to the president about this incident. It said that Kalyan Singh's statement has lowered the prestige of the high office held by him. Unfortunately, Singh is not the lone offender. A couple of days ago, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath described the Indian Army as Modi ji ki Sena. He called it Modi's army.
कांग्रेस के लोग आतंकवादियों को बिरयानी खिलाते थे और मोदी जी की सेना आतंकवादियों को गोली और गोला देती है। यही अंतर है।
That comment has drawn angry reactions. What has the election watchdog done, we ask? They've sought a report from the District Election Office in Ghaziabad. Now, seeking reports and bringing the matter to the notice of the president are all good and fine, but they sound extremely bureaucratic and slow moves in a fast-moving election story. Shouldn't there be immediate action, exemplary action in cases like these? What takes the Election Commission so long to act on violations? It took them 9 days, 9 full days, to even notice that Kalyan Singh had violated the code. And they're still mulling writing a letter. They haven't written one yet. Is it sluggish? Or is it toothless, the Election Commission of India? Can it really punish offenders? Should it be given independent authority to act in such matters? Because these violations are becoming more frequent by the day. The last time a governor in India was found in violation of the Model Code of Conduct was in the 1990s. The then governor of Himachal Pradesh, Gulsher Ahmed, had campaigned for his son Syed Ahmed in the Madhya Pradesh election. Gulsher was from the Congress party, so clearly no party is in the clear. And unless the Model Code of Conduct becomes legally binding, that is enforceable by law, such violations will continue. Let me explain my point further. Do you know that the Model Code of Conduct has something about manifestos? What does it say about manifestos? It says that election manifestos cannot make undue promises to exert any undue influence on the voter. In other words, no freebies, no sops. That amounts to bribery. The rules say that manifestos should only indicate means to achieve promises, meaning plans. Now tell me how many political parties follow this rule? And what action do they face when they break it? The answer to both these questions is one, none, zero. So when we talk about election reform in India, this is where we must begin. Enforcing the law on those who want to be lawmakers. Every election season in India, there are a few constants. Rallies, celebrities turning politicians, and the National Conference asking for a separate Prime Minister and President for the state of Jammu and Kashmir. This time is no different.
हम मुफ्त में नहीं आए, हमने अपनी पहचान को बनाए रखने के लिए आईन में कुछ चीजें दर्ज कराई। हमने कहा हमारी पहचान अपनी होगी, हमारा आईन अपना होगा, हमारा झंडा अपना होगा। हमने उस वक्त अपना सदर रियासत और वजीर आजम भी रखा था जो उन्होंने काटा। इंशाल्लाह उसको भी हम वापस ले आएंगे।
Prime Minister Modi has hit out at these comments, saying that this is not acceptable to anyone in India. He then asked other opposition parties to come clean on where they stand on Omar Abdullah's comments.
महागठबंधन के सूत्रधारों में से एक, महागठबंधन के सबसे तगड़े साथी, नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस, फारूक अब्दुल्ला साहब, उनके बेटे उमर अब्दुल्ला साहब की पीढ़ी, प्राइवेट कंपनी, इस नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस ने बयान दिया है कि कश्मीर में अलग प्रधानमंत्री होना चाहिए। क्या आप ये प्रधानमंत्री होने की सपने देखने की बात को ऐसे लोगों के साथ चलना चाहते हो या नाता तोड़ने को तैयार हो? साथियों, देश को बांटने की इसी मानसिकता ने भारत का बहुत बड़ा नुकसान किया है।
Omar Abdullah's comments are nothing new. As I already said, there is a long history here. Months after India's independence, Omar Abdullah's grandfather, Sheikh Abdullah, was worried about his future. Muhammad Ali Jinnah had eclipsed Congress leaders in Pakistan. He was behind the fall of leaders like Frontier Gandhi in the Northwest Frontier province. He made the Premier of Punjab province run for cover to London. Sheikh Abdullah was worried that he will meet the same fate. To save his position, he wanted Kashmir to remain in India. He used his friendship with Jawaharlal Nehru to have his way. Once the Maharaja of Kashmir was exiled, Hari Singh, Sheikh Abdullah became the power center in Kashmir. He achieved the accession to India through Article 370. He encouraged Jawaharlal Nehru to bypass Parliament. All this is part of record. Numerous historical accounts attest to this story. Now, Sheikh Abdullah achieved all that he wanted. Independence from Jinnah and absolute power in Kashmir. It was an act of an uncanny politician. Once stuck between Jinnah and the Maharaja, now Sheikh Abdullah had become the de facto power center in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. He won all the 75 seats in the state assembly election in 1951. He remained Prime Minister of Jammu and Kashmir till 1953, and then something gave way. In 1953, Sheikh Abdullah was dismissed for conspiracy against the state of India, and he was arrested. In 12 years' time, the National Conference merged with the Indian National Congress. It became the Jammu and Kashmir branch of the Congress party. Abdullah was arrested again in 1965. He was in jail for 3 years. He started a splinter group called the Plebiscite Front. This Plebiscite Front took the name of the National Conference, the party that Omar Abdullah is now representing. So did Sheikh Abdullah want a referendum? He did, till a certain point in time. Separatism was his political bedrock. The party, his party, used separatism to appease the separatist elements in the valley and to win their votes. But when the election was done, they duly sided with either the Congress or the BJP to grab power. Sheikh Abdullah himself struck a deal with Indira Gandhi in 1975 and he became Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir. If the National Conference was against abuse of power, as they call it, the party should have contested against Indira Gandhi's Congress right after the emergency. That's not something they did. In reality, it's power that mattered to this party, like most parties, to be fair. It contested in alliance with the Congress. It even won 2 seats. Sheikh Abdullah became the Chief Minister yet again. After Sheikh Abdullah's death, Farooq Abdullah, his son, became Chief Minister in 1982. 3 generations of this family have raked up issues like separate prime ministership and separate constitution. They have remained supportive of Article 370 and 35A, but that hasn't stopped them from joining the BJP-led NDA. Omar Abdullah's Jammu and Kashmir National Conference was part of the NDA, the BJP-led alliance, till the year 2002. They quit only after the party lost the assembly election. For National Conference, separatism is an election issue. And Omar Abdullah's comments demanding separate prime ministership should be seen in the context of his party's history and its alliances. We believe that Jammu and Kashmir's problems are a combination of many factors. And the only solution is growth and complete unification. And once that is achieved, all the so-called separate measures given to it during accession must go. No 2 ways about it. We are one country, one diverse country, but the law should be the same for the land. The Constitution of India provides for it, and the very same Constitution, the constitutional validity of articles like 370 and 35A are still disputed. Think about it. Now here's an interesting story, one for the trivia lovers. What happens when there are more contestants for a constituency than can be accommodated in one electronic voting machine? And this is not a hypothetical question. It's something that the Election Commission is facing right now. In Nizamabad in Telangana, there are 185 candidates in the fray. The old M2 EVMs, electronic voting machines, can only accommodate 64 names. This is almost thrice that number. And this is easily the largest number of candidates in one seat in the 2019 general election. It's a record of sorts. So what is the Election Commission doing about it? Are they reverting to the paper ballot? After all, extraordinary times call for extraordinary measures, but that's not the measure that the poll panel is exploring. No paper ballot. The Commission has ordered, listen to this, a whopping 26,820 ballot units, 2,240 control units, 2,600 VVPATs of third-generation EVMs, and all of it for this one constituency, Nizamabad. So what is the difference between these 2 EVMs, the old one and the new one? The old voting machine, as I said, can accommodate only 64 names. The new one can list a maximum of 384 candidates. That should cover it. Among the 185 contestants in Nizamabad is Telangana Chief Minister KCR's daughter Kavita. She is the sitting MP from this seat. Who are the other 184 people against her, you may ask? Farmers mostly, nearly 179 of them. 179 farmers are contesting from this one seat, Nizamabad. They're contesting as independent candidates. They're making a statement on the rural distress in the region. And now that is done, did you know which constituency had the maximum number of contestants ever? The answer is also in Telangana. The constituency is Nalgonda. In 1996, 480 people contested from Nalgonda, now part of Telangana. At that time, it was part of United Andhra Pradesh. Number 2 on this list is 456 candidates. Belgaum in Karnataka, it was the same election, 96. Now, Nizamabad has taken the 3rd position. Number 4 is East Delhi. Again, in 1996, the constituency had 122 candidates. The same number of candidates as Bhiwani in Haryana in 1989. Another feature to watch is the number of candidates who lose their deposit in such a multi-cornered race. 477 out of 480 in Nalgonda, they lost their deposit. 454 out of 456 in Belgaum, 120 each in East Delhi and Bhiwani. A candidate who fails to get 1/6 of the vote forfeits the deposit. So we'll have to see how many of the Nizamabad farmers keep theirs. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of India Election Watch. Do keep your comments coming. Tweet us with the hashtag India Election Watch. See you at the same time tomorrow on WION. Thanks for watching.